Sox.
Climb into your heart on twisted.
Cowboys swings, makes one, deep left center field. Mullins looks up, and it's out of here.
Welcome back, and this is METS Recap at Noon, and I'm your host Rashid McDonald. Brand new name, same content, same channel. You already know the vibes. The Mets are finishing a wraparound series that began on Friday against the Washington Nationals, and will finish this afternoon against the Washington Nationals before they head back home for 3 against Arizona before heading back on the road. Now, this has not been the easiest of road trips because of the simple fact that there are games that should have been won. Right now, the Mets should have won 3 games straight against the Washington Nationals, and the Nationals mounted comebacks that are very reminiscent of a team that's going to be scrappy all year long, and that is exactly the team that the Washington Nationals have. They are by no stretch a playoff team, but they are a very, very scrappy team, a team that's going to fight, scratch, and claw because they have nothing to lose with zero expectations. And that, by all means, is called a trap game or series. And that's exactly what's happened to the Mets here, right? It's getting caught with their pants down and getting caught in moments and opportunities where they felt that they could just absolutely get it done, and they just haven't. Now, up until this point, the bullpen has been solid. The pitching overall has been the best in Major League Baseball. So far, the bullpen hasn't lived up to the hype yet. And that could just be due to the fact that they're just being used at a very high rate. And that's to be expected, because when you have pitchers coming in and they're only going maybe 5 1/3, 6 2/3 tops, that's what happens, right? And Tyler McGill said yesterday that he could have went the 7 and then left the other 2 out there, and maybe they should have, right? Now they're starting to get into the territory where they need to start stretching these pitchers a little bit more. And we understand they need to preserve them for the end of the year, and they're going to work them harder during the middle of the season. But in a game, in a series like you have now, I feel like you could just stretch your pitchers a little bit. We're going to get into more of that, but ya tu sabe. Let's get to the highlights.
Tyler McGill, 3-2 on the season, and a 1.09 ERA to boot. Got a comfortable lead in this one, 7-1, bottom 7. Luis Garcia Jr. hits what should be a routine fly ball, but Juan Soto loses it in the sun. And that'll be a leadoff double for the Nationals. No problem. Next batter, Nate Lowe, see you later. Strikes him out, 2-2 count. Once a National, always a National. Josh Bell line drive center field will drive in the second run of the game for the Nationals, and that'll knock Tyler McGill out of the game, and Jose Butto will come in and strike out Dylan Cruz for 2 outs, but then next batter, Tana will get on. So now 2 runners are on for the Nationals, looking to come back in this game. Last call for shots right up the middle. That'll bring in Josh Bell and keep the party moving for the Nationals. The 7-3 game Adams. Say word. 3-run bomb. And that'll make it a 1-run ball game for the Nationals. Bottom of the 9th, Ryan Stanton coming in, trying to get his save here in DC to see if he gets it. First batter gets on. Last call for shots. That'll be a double for Call. And that will get it started for the Nationals in the 9th. Next batter, Caber Ruiz is going to ground out, but a productive out nonetheless. Will move the runner on to third base, making way for JJ the Jet plane. JJ Abrams is going to go past Pete Alonso for the game-tying run. Ain't playing with nobody with the celebration. Next batter walks him. Now the Nationals are really threatening to walk off the Mets for the second time in 3 days. Luis Garcia Jr. line drive to first. Pete Alonso throws it away. Ball game over. Nats win.
This afternoon we have Griffin Canning going for the New York Mets and old friend Trevor Williams, who will be going for the Washington Nationals. And the Mets right now just need to get this split, right? Not lose the series, and then head on and focus on the Arizona Diamondbacks, who are a really good team. And right now what we have is the Mets taking on the Diamondbacks at home before going to St. Louis and then heading to Arizona to face the Diamondbacks for 3 more, which is good because they get to face the Diamondbacks, get that series out the way now, and then focus on the rest of the schedule that is May. And it doesn't mean that the schedule ahead is going to be an easy one. It's not, right? They have the Cubs, they have the Pirates, which is also going to be a scrappy team. They also have the Yankees this month, and then to finish off the month, they have the Dodgers before facing the Colorado Rockies. So the Mets need to continue to play winning baseball. Now let's talk a little bit about what's happened so far in this weekend series, right? That's wrapping around and finishing this afternoon. So on Friday, we welcomed back Francisco Alvarez and Jeff McNeil. Both had hits on Friday, but Jeff McNeil was involved in pretty much the final play of the game that allowed the Washington Nationals to walk it off in the bottom of the 9th. And we're going to be honest here, right? I've been advocating for Jeff McNeil to be the super utility guy. What does that mean? That does not mean I don't want Jeff McNeil to get at bats. That does not mean I don't want Jeff McNeil to play. I want Jeff McNeil to play, but I want Jeff McNeil to play multiple positions. Jeff McNeil at this very moment is positionless, right? And that's not a bad thing. Again, I cannot stress enough that his highest value, the most they can get out of Jeff McNeil is the fact that he could play multiple positions, give people days off, and that is what benefits him in the long run, because that's where he fits. I'm not sitting here to say that Jeff McNeil isn't good. Jeff McNeil is not Jeff McNeil who won a batting title, and I can say that with confidence. I just don't think he's there, right? And that's, again, not a bad thing. Think about the guys that we had in that super utility role and position over the last few seasons. Luis Guillorme, and then last year, Mr. Oh My God, OMG, Jose Iglesias, right? Jeff McNeil is better than both of those guys. And I can say that, right? And that's not to diminish them or diminish him. That's just to let it be known that there is maximum value. Makes your team better if he can play multiple positions, right? And we saw that a little bit Friday when he couldn't make the play that I believe Luis Angel Acuna could have made, and maybe even Brett Beatty. I'm gonna say maybe even Brett Beatty could have made, but that's not the Jeff McNeil we know. We called him the flying squirrel because he was able to get to the ball on both sides, going to his left, going to his right. He's not doing that anymore, right? He's not, laying out, selling out to make the play, which is what he should have did on Friday. And, it happened. It is what it is, right? Juan Soto also, made a make a tough play against the wall, and those are really tough to make. So you can't really just pin it all on him. That Dylan Cruz got the triple. That it just happened to happen that way. Yesterday afternoon, kind of sort of the same. Ball fell in front of him, and then the inning got out of hand. But that falls on Jose Budo, right? I mean, these are where these things lie, right? If Jeff McNeil makes that play, prevents the run from scoring, and then gives AJ Minter a chance. Now, AJ Minter ended up getting hurt on Saturday because they tried to pitch him 2 days in a row. He ended up getting hurt on Saturday, and could that have been due to the back-to-back days? Don't know, but it's not his hip, which is a good thing, but it's his tricep or bicep area, so it is an arm injury, and that's not good because those are going to take time to heal. And then the ramp up and then coming back. So I'm not really expecting him back to maybe late May, early June, because pitchers take time to come back and be at full strength. And it also depends on the severity of the injury, right? So again, I think Luis Angel Acuna should get the bulk of the playing time at second base just because he gives you an element that the Mets currently do not have, right? He could turn over the lineup. He has speed, so he could create runs with his legs. And, I mean, he could get on base. And that's what you need, right? You need to get him more confidence, get him to play more. Don't worry about the power because that's not anything we need from him. We got guys that can provide power. What we need from him is a guy that can turn over that lineup to Lindor, to Soto, to Alonso. That's how it goes, right? That's how you create chaos when the 9-hole hitter can roll over that lineup and then create more damage and more runs, right? And again, yesterday was the most runs that the Mets have allowed all year long, right? Their pitching has been solid. Bullpen has been solid. It happens. Nothing is going to be perfect for an entire year, especially in a 162-game season. But I can expect this Mets pitching and the bullpen to be as good as they can be because they have depth, right? They have depth. So, we were talking about Sean Manaea coming back. A couple people could go to the bullpen. And listen, not everybody's going to like that. People want to start. People want to be in positions that they can succeed. But at the end of the day, it's a team. It's a role. You play it. You win. You earn the most you can get. So we'll see what happens with that. Then Nunez, I think they called up Urania to probably get a start in the Arizona series because they're playing multiple games in a row. So we'll see how that turns out. Arizona's playing good baseball right now, especially Eugenio Suarez. We'll get into more of the Arizona Diamondbacks when we get there. Starting tomorrow, we'll talk a little bit more about them and what to expect. But I can say this. This afternoon, the Mets just have to continue playing ball the way they know how. Continue to do what they have done. Juan Soto got 2 more hits yesterday. So everybody where's the power? Listen, relax. Yes, we want him to go the other way. That's what I want to see. I want to see him go the other way. We saw a little bit of the shuffle come back. So he's going to be absolutely fine. He's good. OPS is over 700. And that can go certainly more higher as the weather gets better and as he continues to get more comfortable. Listen, even the best players need to get comfortable. You understand what I'm saying? Ted Williams played for one team his entire career. You understand what I'm saying? Some of the greatest players of all time played for one team their entire career. Albert Pujols went to the Angels and he wasn't the same. Now, I know a lot of people are going to call this an Albert Pujols type of thing, but doubt that, right? Juan Soto is a really good hitter, one of the best hitters, if not the best hitter in baseball, and I expect him to get back to that level. So that's going to come with time. Brandon Nimmo, yeah, shit sucks right now. But guess what? We ride with that. Just like I said with Soto, and I'm going to say the same thing with Nimmo. He gets punched in the mouth, we getting punched in the mouth too. If he's getting rocked, guess what? We getting rocked too. Because we ride and die with the people that we root for. Now I understand we root for the name in the front, but Brandon Nimmo is one of those dudes that we root for that name in the back too. So Brandon Nimmo, we're with you. We're going to ride with you. We're going to struggle with you. We're going to cry with you. We're going to get to the end of the line with you. So that's all I got to say about that. Lindor, loving what I'm seeing. Alonso, loving what I'm seeing. Soto, getting there. We have the top of the order that can equal some of the best lineups in baseball. Remember that. I don't care what you think about it. It's getting there. Vientos, I see you too. They're really good this series. I love what I'm seeing. We're getting back to that. So keep it riding, young bull. You already know the vibes. Listen to the podcast wherever you get your podcast, and can announce to you here, special guest coming to the Mets Life show. Katie Wu, who reports for the St. Louis Cardinals, is going to be joining us to preview the Mets and the Cardinals over the weekend. And don't forget, on Friday, we're back. Friday Night Baseball, Mets, Cardinals, going to be fun. We're going to play some of the clips from the interview with Katie Wu. And plus, we might have some guests popping up. Don't know. We'll see. We'll announce that later on if possible. Again, you already know the vibes. And when it comes to the Mets, it's always for life, baby. Let's go Mets.